Dirt bikes have changed a lot in the past 20 to 25 years, so comparing two-stroke versus four-stroke isn't the same as what it used to be. There are quite a few reasons why you should avoid a four-stroke for your first dirt bike. So when considering a four-stroke motocross or an enduro bike, these bikes are really tall, they're really powerful, and they have stiffer suspension. So if you're just starting out, and maybe you're shorter like me, starting out on a tall dirt bike is intimidating because you can't really balance well unless you really shift your weight over and tiptoe. So this makes you focus more on trying not to fall rather than learning how to properly ride the bike. And when it has a lot of power, a lot of abrupt power, which is what a motocross or enduro bike four-stroke has, it's a lot harder to control, and this makes it even harder to learn how to ride. Although it can be done, it just requires a lot more precision when it comes to using the throttle and the clutch, and it just makes it a little bit harder to build your confidence as a first-time rider. And then the suspension as well. If you're under 180 pounds, or if you're lightweight like me, 145 pounds, then the stiff suspension of a motocross bike or enduro bike is going to be really harsh. It's going to feel really stiff, and you're going to hit bumps on the trails or maybe just around your property, and it's just going to feel really stiff, and this can be uncomfortable, and it can wear you out a lot faster because when you're riding at slow speeds, the suspension isn't going to compress as much because it's made for going faster, riding over big obstacles and jumps. And while two-strokes, they have gotten a lot easier to ride, and the power bands are a lot more controllable than they used to be 25 years ago. Two-stroke enduro bikes are still generally more power and just more performance than you really need if you're really looking for your first dirt bike, or you're trying to get back into riding after 20 or 30 years of not riding. So you really don't need a 250cc enduro bike or motocross bike if you're just starting out, because it's just way more power than you really need. You don't need 40 to 50 horsepower to ride off-road. It's going to be a lot harder to control, and while it might be fun when you're accelerating in a straight line, but once you start riding off-road, that power is going to be really hard to hang on to the bike, and you're going to get fatigued a lot quicker. So if you're riding trails and you're not using proper body position to stay balanced on the bike, you're going to get worn out quickly, and that extra power is going to make it really easy to whiskey throttle and crash and get hurt, as opposed to riding a slower bike that's more easy to control. Now, I'm not saying that you should never buy a more powerful, higher performance dirt bike. They're really good when you're ready for them, but for your first dirt bike, it's truly worth it to start on something that's slow, because you can build your confidence faster, you can have more fun, it's less intimidating, and you really learn how to properly ride. So if four-strokes and two-strokes are not good to start out on, then what should you do? Well, there's a certain type of four-stroke that is specific for entry-level riders, and it's an air-cooled four-stroke dirt bike. They're considered to be outdated technology, but they still work great because they're easy to ride, easy to learn on, they're super comfortable, and they're easy to maintain, and they're more affordable. So just so many advantages for starting out on a beginner bike when you're a first-time rider. And if you want to learn what the best four-stroke models are for a beginner, you need to check out my video here. It covers various models based on your size as well as your budget. This is Kelly Fager from Motocross Hideout. Learn more, ride more, so that you can stay safe and have fun for many years to come.